Here we go, boys. It's the first battle of the Elite Four against Aaron. This guy absolutely ruined Donald the first time we battled him way back in Heart Home City. So let's see what our boy can do against Aaron now. So remember to like and subscribe and join our channel as a member if you want to get early access to videos.
We really do be jumping right in, which is great to see. And before things get serious, I want to ask the viewers the community question of this video. So go comment what Elite Four member you all think is the strongest out of them all. There's a ton of them now, so let's see what everyone thinks.
None of you better say Aaron is the strongest because ROM hacks don't count. He isn't normally this broken, and I'm about to humble his little bug-type ass now as well. His first Pokemon is Masquerain with the Intimidate ability, just like me.
Alrighty. And he led off with the Spiderweb move just like last time, which will slow us down. But we have the Stealth Rocks out first, and without having to deal with a BS move like Magic Coat.
Oh great, now this thing has Hydro Pump as well, like Barry, and we all know how broken that move can be. It did a crap ton amount of damage to our Tyranitar as well.
Since you're planning on switching out Donald, I recommend Metagross and then use Light Screen, which should reduce the power of all special attacks, which includes Hydro Pump. That move will ruin our day otherwise, and we have no Pokemon Center to go back and heal to either.
The problem is this Masquerain is so fast and most of my team is slow. And I can't exactly send out Infernape either, since Hydro Pump will definitely one-shot it. I just have to basically bank on using Toxic and hope Aaron doesn't use a full restore.
And on top of that, we have to deal with U-Turn. Of course he'd have that move, and now Modem is out on the field too. Let's see what it has in store for us.
This one is a difficult thing to go against too, since it has Quiver Dance, which basically boosts all its stats. Toxic, though, was a good shout, Donald, but this thing could also have some healing type move as well.
I feel like Aaron is the only trainer I really can't make a prediction on what move he's going to use next, because his team is so much stronger and different. Even with the other members, you can kind of guess what moves they have and what strats they'll use. But this guy is a walking question mark to me.
This Mothim had Hurricane too, which I was not expecting. That was like Dragonite's most overpowered move, but this stupid little moth had it. Thanks to Metagross, though it's no more so, that's 1 for me and 0 for Aaron.
That's great and all, but your attack got dropped again, and that is bad news for Metagross, who is a physical attacking Pokemon. I'd start popping those full restores you have as well, Donald, because he's really doing a number to our health points.
He can use Hydro Pump all he wants now because our Light Screen will come in clutch here. Look how much damage it does to us now, which means Metagross has to stay alive all the time since Light Screen is only active for 5 turns.
Donald using Toxic was the best move to deal with Masquerain since it's so fast. Actually, his whole team is probably faster than most of our Pokemon, except for Infernape, but losing him would be bad news since he's our strongest Pokemon currently.
Here comes the Light Screen again, boys. Such an awesome move, but as a 10-year-old, I'd never use it. I bet everyone when they were young only used attacking moves and disregarded all healing and defense boosting ones like this. Looking back, it would have made a lot of battles much easier, including Cynthia.
Wow, Aaron has an Illumise and thinks he's gonna beat us now with this pile of trash? What a joker. He probably brought it out because he felt about beating you the last time, Donald.
It's gonna face the wrath of my Steel-type Fist and Toxic. This thing has boosted special attack though, so it could end up causing me problems if I get complacent, which won't happen again. I let him win last time, but not this time.
This was never going to be an issue, Donald, but the Drapion might end up being the biggest problem when he sends that out. He also used to have a Vespa-Keen, which he doesn't seem to have in this ROM for some reason. I'm pretty sure that was his other ace, and in the anime it seemed special to him.
The only bug type that was special to Aaron was Wurmple when he was a kid. If any of you guys know the lore like I do, shows what Aaron considers a strong Pokemon if he chooses that.
I'm surprised you of all people remember that, Joe, but yeah, that Wurmple eventually evolved into Beautyfly. Can't remember if he had one in this game, but he does in the normal ones. Aaron still has 4 Pokemon left, though, and Masquerain seems to be our biggest threat with its U-turns and general shenanigans.
The Toxic on it is slowly eating away at its health, though. I think it'll be knocked out in 1 more turn, unless he heals. Or, of course, he uses that bullshit move again for like the 10th time in a row. I should have had the imprison move or something, so it locks moves from being used.
He has a Skyzer of his own like Barry, but this one is way worse, Donnie. It has the leftovers on it, and Metagross won't do much against this one, so maybe switch out to Infernape and use Flare Blitz. That will one-shot this bug type easily.
It's Steel type, you idiot, so obviously Toxic wasn't going to work on it. This is the only time your strat will fail, but it's all right, since I think this is the only Steel type in the Elite Four we have to battle. The others have Fire, Ground, and Psychic types mostly.
If I were you, Donald, I'd just bank on using Infernape to clean up the last 4 members of his team. You're definitely in control of the overall battle, but even though we're in the level 90 region, he's still holding out against us very well. Which means the other 3 are going to be even worse to deal with.
Yeah, and the levels should slowly creep up in power too. I expect Bertha to be relatively easy, although her Wish Cache always gave me trouble before. Other than that, ground types have a ton of weaknesses and are slow too, unlike Aaron's annoying bug types. I'm just glad we never have to deal with him again after this.
Okay, he's sent out Heracross now, which has crazy high physical attack stats, and it leads up with Rock Blast, which will do a lot of damage to us. Rock is super effective against fire, and this could be the end of us.
Yeah, the BS continues because he somehow gets 5 of them in a row to hit us. And using Flare Blitz in this situation was very stupid, Donnie, because the recoil is going to take us out now. Well done, you just played yourself. In the words of DJ Khaled.
He only has 2 Pokemon left, though, and one of them is the Poison Masquerain, and then Drapion, so with no fire moves left. What's the strat gonna be? We have basically won this battle. So please don't mess it up at the end here, dude.
I'll let Salamence finish the rest of his team off. Masquerain will probably use your turn again anyway, so Drapion will be sent out unless the poison just finished that stupid moth off. I really hate bug types even more than I did before after this.
What a noob Aaron is. The poison took out the moth as soon as it was sent out. Toxic was the way to go for sure, and he didn't even bother using a full restore either, which is kind of strange. You'd have expected him to use one of those on Masquerain. On your point of the bug types, though, Donald, this has actually only proven they can be threatening when used correctly.
Boom! And with that, the first member of the Sinnoh Region Elite Four has been crushed. That was a close battle at time, but now we're going to be jumping straight into the battle with Bertha, the old granny of this Elite Four who's kind of like Agatha from Kanto, except she uses ghost-type Pokemon.
Agatha also used to date Professor Oak back in his youthful days. Kind of reminds me of my own youthful days too, which I'll never get back. Enjoy your younger years whilst you can, kiddos.
Joe, you can get all philosophical once I've crushed Grandma here. The strat will be generally the same, using Stealth Rock first, and then using Toxic to slowly eat away at her Pokemon's health. It seems these guys aren't using healing items though, which is very strange unless I'm missing something here.
Maybe they don't at all, to be honest. Works in your favor though, but does make things a little easier. I think they should have 1 max revive even to use on a Pokemon just to make things more challenging. I've never seen an A. I used one of those items before in a Pokemon battle.
The computer never uses max revives or revives even from my memory. I bet people would complain if they did that, but they should honestly have difficult options when starting a new game for people who want more of a challenge. Although that's why ROM hacks exist, because the normal games are just too easy.
Hippowdon is out first though, which is her ace, I believe. I don't know how good this Pokemon is really, but I guess its attacks are mostly physical, so Light Screen won't be much help here.
Oh great, so this is why they don't use full restores or healing items, because most of their Pokemon have crap like this slack-off nonsense. Luckily for me, the toxic damage will eventually do more pain to that hippo than the slack-off can heal. So yeah, she can heal all she wants.
Use Ice Punch though, and it should do a lot of damage to this thing and the rest of her team actually. I doubt any of her other Pokemon will be stronger or more tankier than the hippo.
Excellent job, Donald. That's her first Pokemon down, and now she's sending out a goddamn Garchomp. Who does she think she is? We already have to deal with one of these later on, so why does Bertha feel the need to use this thing too? It will be much weaker than Cynthia's, though.
Oh, okay, so this is her strat for Garchomp. Do the double team spam until I can no longer hit the thing, which is when it'll start attacking me. Luckily, I have Toxic, which means it can use double team all it wants. Bertha is an idiot and doesn't heal her team up, so she's gonna lose to sheer incompetence here.
That Earth power slammed us bad, which was to be expected from Garchomp. Although you could use this one as a warm-up for the more threatening one we'll be battling later on, Donnie. Even though I know you're just gonna go with Toxic on Cynthia's one too.
I think you can survive 2 Earth powers in a row, and 1 Ice Punch should be enough to take this dragon out. But that's just my suggestion.
I just want to say, we never gave any nicknames to our Pokemon in this game for a reason, which is beyond my understanding. But in Scarlet and Violet, we will definitely be naming the legendary team we're using name suggestions from viewers. So you guys got to start leaving comments now so we can have some in mind.
Yes, please start leaving suggestions, even though none of you know what Pokemon we'll be using in the new series yet, except me, since I've already recorded half the first episode. I work very fast these days, boys, but we'll probably name the team after suggestions in part 2 once we've seen lots of ideas.
I will reveal that one of the Pokemon we're going to be using is Meloetta. I won't say more than that for now, but our original plan was to use a Jirachi. However, we weren't able to get one, so our backup was Meloetta, which we were able to get our hands on. Mainly thanks to me, but we think it's a Pokemon not used much and is very cute too.
And Donald has lost Metagross to a Golem. First loss of this Elite Four, which wasn't caused by Donnie taking out his own Pokemon thanks to Recoil, which I'll never let you forget, by the way. Also, Obama, can you, for the love of God, stop giving away spoilers for our new series? I swear this is the 2nd time now.
Usually I'd do something stupid like that, but it's nice to see Obama being a moron now and then too. Adds more spice to life, doesn't it?
Joe, just shut the hell up, man. You belong in a pyramid with the amount of years you have, but instead, you're here playing Pokemon with us. You're gonna be 90 soon, so make the most of the time you have left.
I'm making the most of my time left by spending it with my best friends in the whole entire world. Even though you're all AI generated like me, I can still pretend we're all best buddies in this universe.
Sorry to interrupt your heartfelt speech, Joe, but I gotta say, Bertha here is copying Cynthia again by using Gastrodon now, and the same colored one at that. There's 2 variations of this Pokemon, depending on which side of Mount Coronet they're on. So why does she feel the need to use the east side one?
Hang on, isn't the blue variant the east side one and this is the west side version? What comes to mind is that one anime episode with Ash, Dawn, and Brock where they find the pink Shellos and take it back to the right side of the mountain. Pretty sure that's the west side, though.
Donald, you've basically taught Toxic to all our Pokemon, which can learn it, haven't you? And you did this in case one of them gets taken out. We still have reserves in our party who can unleash the pain, which is poison type, moves onto our enemies.
Pretty sure I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Poison types are like the strongest Pokemon type in the series. They're certainly the most annoying, that's for sure. Also, remember to like and subscribe, everyone.
Joe is learning the ways of the subtle plug, which is just wonderful. So yeah, all of you guys go do that. Bertha is on to her last Pokemon now, which is Rhyperior. This is actually her ace, I think. And another one we never ever see, really. I think this Pokemon suits me quite well, guys. Don't you all think?
Yeah, suits you because it's also orange and fat like you are, Donald. Suits you very well indeed, LMAO. You kind of walked into that one too, so don't get all pissy with me.
Okay, Primeape, I'll let you have that one. And this Rhyperior actually took our Venusaur with Earthquake. First time I think it's been taken out, but either way, she's gonna get slammed by Swampert now, boys.
So, Bertha has actually done more harm to us than Aaron ever did, which shows the Elite Four is growing in strength at an exponential rate. And Flint is next, and he has a Lopunny of his own, remember. That never made any sense to me when they could have given him Magmortar in the original games.
Why in the actual hell is Bertha using a weakness policy? I never ever see that item used, so seeing it here is just crazy to me. This isn't a competitive battle either, so she is just trying to play smart now.
That weakness policy couldn't save her though, and she could have wiped Swampert out with Earthquake. But you beat her, bro, so well done. That's 2 down and 2 more to go.
And those 2 will be battled in part 20, so stay tuned for that, everyone.
Yeah, so Bush, you need to work on your outros, bro. That was tragic.
you.